Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto my elder apostles of the great millstone who taught us the truth. Much love, greetings, and salutations to the elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And this is just more example of, Esau, pushing forward with his new world takeover, and it's in full effect. All right, and this is from Zero Hedge. It says, Washington governor to residents, COVID test deniers will not be allowed to leave home to get groceries. And evidently, what they're going to try to do is those who will not comply or give in to their new world system and their tyranny, you're pretty much going to be, fizzled out. They're going to ostracize you, out of society unless you comply and give in to their witchcraft. So they're going to slowly but surely keep taking rights from you. All right. And, this is Esau showing you in these last days that he's the perfect devil. All right. Because this is absurdity. So if I refuse, all right, as a human being to not get tested because I know that my health is actually intact, you're going to penalize me by telling me I can't go out and get food. Well, evidently, this is what the Washington governor is actually proposing. All right. So I'm going to read the article and then I'm going to just hit the precepts. I'm not going to even make this a long video. All right. But we're in that time, man. All right. We're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. It says at his May 12th press conference, Washington State Governor Jay Inslee laid out the plans for the statewide contact tracing initiative. The initiative is robust, it is vigorous, and it is comprehensive, and it needs to be all three to be successful, Inslee said. If we do not succeed in this second stage of our efforts, this virus could come right back and bite us. And, this is, part of their witchcraft, their deceit, because how convenient for them to, push that, a second wave can hit us if we don't, implement all these, tyrannical, draconian measures, to try to prevent the spreading of this disease. When in fact, out of nowhere, a new report surfaced that a new coronavirus case has been reported in Wuhan, China. And now they're forcing that whole town to be tested. You see how these devils operate? They try to bring fear mongering, with their narrative, and then they use that to actually justify bringing a unrighteous solution. Okay, so they're conning you people into accepting their new world order and being slaves, man. That's what they're doing. All right. And they're going to make it to where if you don't accept, the testing, which is they're going to treat you the same way they're going to treat you if you refuse to get the vaccine. And the same way they treat you if you don't get the vaccine is the same way they're going to treat you if you don't get his microchip. We already see how this is all coming along. Okay. So continuing on, now I'm gonna get to the juicy part. It says, as LinwoodTimes.com, Luke Pulvin notes, the information Inslee provided was labeled as contact tracing box in the virus. The steps were listed as follows: contact tracing, box in the virus. And then, you look into the model, it says basically the first step is quarantine upon first symptom. So if you show any little symptom, and it don't even have to be related to the coronavirus, but if you just, show any medical condition off top, you got the coronavirus. All right. So that's the first thing they're going to see. If you sneeze, you cover your hand and you cough, it could probably even be a light cough. Well, we might need to check you out. Now they're telling you to get tested. Then after you get tested, they isolate you because more than likely some of these tests are false positive tests. All right. Then after that, they go to identify those people who they've been in contact with, and it could be a number of people that you've been in contact with. If you went to the grocery store, you know, or if you went to a government building or any essential business that's open, so you've come in contact with people. You might not have touched them, but this is what they're doing, man. And that's what that's where the HR 6666 plays in. All right, that's why they want to set up this contract contact tracing system. All right, and then after they identified the people that came in contact with this person that was showing an alleged symptom, then they quarantine those that they came in contact with. You see? So what is this showing you? That this is really, they're using this to oppress you. All right, trying to box you in. So they're saying that you're the virus and they need to box you in. All right, and when you look up that word oppress, all right, let's go to Edom Online. All right, it says, let's go to oppress. And it says, oppressing, to press unduly upon or against, overburden, weigh down. And when you weigh down on someone, with a burden, when you trouble someone, that causes depression, man. It says overwhelm, overpower. It says also burden with cruel, unjust, or unreasonable restraints. Treat with injustice or undue severity. Keep down by an unjust exercise of power. And that's exactly what Esau is doing. Okay? So let's go to Isaiah 10. Because this is a form of oppression right here. These unrighteous decrees. Is Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, that have right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. And that's putting a burden on them by telling them, if you don't comply with our orders, we can starve you out. That's literally what they're saying. That's that governor up there in Washington. That's literally what he's proposing. All right. It says that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. All right, let's go from there to Psalms 94 and 20. And it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Straight draconian, man. That's mischief. It says they gathered themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemned the innocent blood. And what's funny is, one of the brothers had posted to the chat, the brother Hassad from the Seattle, the Northwest camp in Washington. He posted up a banner where you literally had the face of a young Jake. He was like a young boy, and on the side of the post, it said, we have to get rid of the diseases of the world. We're coming for you. So when you put two and two together, it's like, what is that implying? You just got to read between the lines of these devils, man. They're saying that you Jakes are the virus, and they want to go after you. All right. So they're going to forcefully strip away your rights, gradually, man, incrementally. Okay. And that's this devil coming down, having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time, man. Revelation 12 and 12. All right. So going back, now let's continue. It says contact tracing involves interviewing people with positive COVID-19 tests to identify who they've been in contact with, getting those people tested, and then making sure they isolate themselves and their families. As the press conference went on, one question kept coming up. What about enforcement? How will you ensure Washington state residents comply And what if they don't? The answer is scary, as many have worried about. As Putvin reports, for those businesses, individuals that don't comply, the governor stated that he confirmed with Attorney General Bob Ferguson there will be sanctions in civil or criminal court. And it says, so basically those businesses, they got to comply with this system as well. Okay. And it says, when it comes to contract tracing, so I keep saying contact tracing, how are you guys going to handle people or families who want to refuse to test or to self-isolate, which you should have the right as a human being to do, right? It says if they want to leave their home to get groceries, I know you've said they can't do that. How will you make sure they don't? Below is Jay Inslee's response. We will have attached to the families a family support person who will check in with them to see what they need on a daily basis and help them. If they can't get a friend to do their grocery shopping, we will help get them groceries in some fashion. In other words, they're going to have to get used to us doing everything for them. That you can't do nothing on your own. You no longer have the right. You see? And this is, people are going to give into this and they're going to play right into, their Hegelian dialectic, man. Problem, reaction, solution. It says if they need pharmaceuticals to be picked up, we will make sure they get their pharmaceuticals. It might be that a army or a military that they might have to do that. When they talking about we, it says that's going to help encourage them to maintain their isolation too. As far as refusal, it just shouldn't come to that, and it really hasn't. We've had really good success when we ask people to isolate, and they've done so in really high percentages. So we're happy about that, and we believe that will continue. And this is going to become a normal thing. People are going to be conditioned to just follow through and comply. Well, I'll just stay at home then. I'll just be in the house. You know, we got to get the hell up out of here, man. We need deliverance. All right. It says right here, it says, therefore, those individuals that refuse to cooperate with contact tracers and or refuse testing will not be allowed to leave their homes to purchase basic necessities such as groceries and or prescriptions. So you won't be allowed to go and get your food, your water, all right, your toilet paper, your necessities. You won't be able to get you know medications or whatnot, which I'd advise brothers not to take those pharmaceutical drugs. But they're going to suppress you from getting your daily necessities if you don't actually comply with their new agenda, their new program. It says those persons will need to make arrangements through family, friends, family, or a state-provided family support personnel. The question, of course, is how long before this mandated testing or starve will be re-upped to mandated vaccination or starve, or better yet, microchipped or starve. I like to add that to that. Okay. So this devil, he's incrementally he's moving in, and this is the takeover, man. All right. So let me get Psalms, the 10th chapter. All right, this is Psalms 10 and 1. It says, why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. And this is, persecution. Okay? And they're using this so-called coronavirus scare to actually persecute you. All right? So we know that this devil, he's on the hunt. And let me jump down real quick. This is Psalms 10 and 8. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. And we know that he's targeting mainly you tribes, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, especially Judah. And you're the ones that they've been saying that you've been dying, at alarming rates. You're the one that make up the majority of the so-called COVID-19 cases. So therefore, they're going to push that you need to be the main ones tested and vaccinated. All right, because his eyes are set against you. All right. They're going to be sending these contact tracing employees to your door, man. And don't be surprised if it's the military that's possibly doing it. Okay. And like the brothers have been, making videos, starting with the brother Manat Zagba, the elder, we already put out the videos on, what to do when they come for us. Hey, we're to still remain with our faith, our integrity, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, and just trust on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai when that time comes, man. That the Lord he's gonna protect his men. But this is gonna be trouble against you, the rest of our people, man, the tribes. It says his eyes are privately set against the poor, and that's Jake. All right. And let me jump down to verse 13. It says, wherefore doeth the wicked contemn the Most High? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief in spite, to requite it with thine hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee, thou art the helper of the fatherless. So the Lord sees what this devil is doing, and he's gonna intervene. It says, break thou the arm of the wicked, and the evil man seek out his wickedness till thou find none. All right. And that oppression is going to continue to happen, but ultimately our Savior is going to come in and rescue us, man. All right, this is Isaiah 21, 19 and 21. And it says, actually verse 19, it says, and it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. All right, and our Lord he's going to deliver us, man, with a mighty deliverance. All right, these devils not going to be able to get away with too much. We know that his next step, his next objective is to try to put, his mark into us. That's the next thing, man. All right, we know that the vaccines is coming. They're going to try to test us. The vaccines is basically being doctored up, and then we already know that the one world global currency is going to come, which is the RFID chip, man. They're already talking about chipping the babies in Israel, putting in the children over there. They're talking about how it's going to be the next big thing over in Europe, and we already know that it's going to be big here in the States. You see? So, the Lord gotta stop this devil, man. This is Psalms 140 and 8. And it says, grant not, O Lord Yahweh, the desires of the wicked, further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Salah. All right. Hey, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. And we gotta, be mindful of what's going on. The scriptures tell us to watch ye as far as watch therefore as well as pray. That you may be counted worthy to escape, all these things. Right? Because the whole world is getting ready to be tried, man. Revelation was at 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall try all the world. So we coming into that time, man. All right. So anyway, I just want to do a response to this right here, and then I'll try to leave a link to this in the description box. I'm gonna give all glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.